Yeah.
It was. Thinking about tonight, I was like, I wrote down actually every memory I have of him, and it's only like 12. They're very clear.
Yeah, and it's been 56
6
years.
years.
Let's hear some of those. I'm interested in that.
Some of the memories I have that are very clear usually involved me getting in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad had a small trucking concern. He had like 3 trucks he was running, and I remember he would take me on some of his trips locally, and I would be in the sleeper box looking over his shoulder, and we had to go somewhere, and I'm 6, but this is clear as a bell to me. We pulled up to this stop, and he specifically told me to sit still. And of course, I'm not. And he gets out of the truck, and he starts to walk around. I immediately run over and grab hold of the steering wheel, and I'm playing with the steering wheel. And I look up, and I see this string going up through here, and I grab it and pull on it, and those air horns go off, and he is right dead in front of the truck. And, he throws both hands up and jumps and spins around, looks at me, and I'm like, I'm dead.
That's a great memory.
Oh my gosh,
it's funny to me that you remember things like that. But man, I can only imagine the look on his face.
Oh my God! And I knew I was cooked, but fortunately, he barely mentioned it when he got back. Another time in a vehicle, he was a deputy sheriff, so he had a little rotating red light he would put on top of the car, and had a little siren in the floor, and I was just intrigued by all that. So he pulled up and stopped, and again, sit still, and again, of course, I didn't. And I ran over there, and I was actually sitting inside his steering wheel, just swinging back and forth. Oh, I can remember this. And I saw this. Didn't know it was a handbrake, and I just kind of grabbed it, thought I was just going to pull it, and it popped forward.
Oh, no.
And I'm rolling backwards. Well, I don't know what to do. I'm pulling on it. I can't move it. And I remember looking up, and my dad's in a full stride
running,
trying to catch this car that's pretty soon going to go over a cliff. That the turn was pretty high up. And but he made it. He dove through the window, grabbed it, locked it up, and then he got the car stopped. And then I heard that very familiar sound of a belt coming through belt loops. And I have a very clear memory of the walk back up to the house. And
you didn't want that to happen again.
Yeah.
Did you ever do that again?
No, sir.
Do you still think about that every time you see one of those breaks? Yeah, flashbacks of that belt.
Actually, yeah, I do.
Over and over in the podcast, when I ask guys about memories they have about their dad, it's just everyday stuff that happens.
Yeah.
It's just
the mundane.
It's just the everyday, just being there, going through life together. Yeah. That's what being a parent is all about. Yes. You're 5 years, 6 years old. It's hard to understand.
Yeah.
At what point did you kind of comprehend, hey, this is Dad's gone?
When he passed back in those days, they would lie in state at your house. Mm-hmm. So when Dad passed, they brought him back to our house, moved the couch out, put the casket there, and spent the night there, one night. And it was just, I think I just sort of disconnected, and I never cried. Even at the funeral, I never cried. I remember seeing him there.
Yeah,
I have a very clear memory of the day that day when they lowered his casket into that hole. It was raining. We were under a canopy, obviously, but water running into that grave. And I was like, they're putting my dad in there. It's like I couldn't understand why. That picture to this day is very clear, And I never cried. It never seemed like it bothered me. And then, of course, I went sleepwalking, and I think that whole episode lasted 2-3 months.
Yeah.
And then I think I just crashed one day, just ball of tears.
Just finally hit you.